Hey everybody, good morning. Okay, so it's early morning before I get my day started. And so I was coming out to the back to see how things were going. I've been out of town, and I haven't showed you this part of the back of the house because it's been a mess. It is still a semi mess, but at least I can kind of walk through. You can kind of see behind me. We've had some construction. We're building a sunroom in the back of the house, so it has been covered back here. But nevertheless, let's see what's going on in the back of the house. Okay, y'all, so this is the strawberry bed. First of all, look at all of these weeds. Y'all know I'm not used to weeds because I do everything to prevent weeds, at least weeds of this kind. These weeds are in epic proportion, and I'm not even sure why. Like raised bed, paper down, mulch, but literally in the last week, this is what happened. But if you can look past the weeds, it's hard for me to look past the weeds. I got to get out here and clean this out because when I say this bothers me to the greatest degree. But look, y'all, strawberries. Okay, so I did a video on me planting these strawberries. I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago. I'll link it up above. But you can see we have strawberries. Look at that. Real strawberries. Now, on the strawberries, so I planted, I want to say they are June bearing strawberries. I got them from, where did I get these strawberries from? I think I got them from Stark Brothers. Y'all got to go back and look at my video to see where I got them from. I think that's where I got them from. Yes, I think I got them from Stark Brothers. Yes, I did get them from Stark Brothers. Sorry. Senior moment. So, and yes, you can have those in your 40s. So on the strawberries, I have read that in the first year, you don't want to let them fruit. Y'all put down in the comments and tell me if that's true. Now, what I read, it said that you don't want to let them fruit. You want to pinch off the flowers, which I did start pinching off the flowers. Let me see if I can get to a spot where it's not so bright. So I did pinch off the flowers. Again, as they were flowering. Obviously I didn't get them all. So I was doing that to try to encourage, not for them to like do strawberries or whatever. But obviously, in a week they did their own thing. But I was reading and it was saying don't let them fruit as much because they won't produce as much in the long term. So y'all let me know if that's true. But does that mean I can't eat these strawberries? Like, what does that mean? I'm going to try it. And so again, this is my first time growing strawberries from the root. I did bare root plants. So yeah, if the only thing is they're just not going to bear as much as they would before, then okay, I kind of messed that up, but it's okay. I can always add more. And eventually I'm sure that I will do maybe a strawberry patch if I want to grow more strawberries. And focus on that I can do a strawberry patch probably down in the outside garden. But y'all let me know. But my strawberries have fruited. We'll see how it goes. So let me show you the rest of the beds. Okay, y'all. So in bed number 2 is squash. And so this is all squash that I planted from seed in the house. And you can see that it is doing fantastic. And so in the bed, so there's one getting big like squash does. That's actually a celosia. Pink flamingo is what that's going to be. Let me see if I can zoom in so y'all can see. Can somebody tell me what this is right here? That right there, taking over my bed. And so it took me a minute to prep and amend this bed for all of those. I think they're fire ants, but in the past, I don't think they've looked like that. Anyway, they're all in this bed. And it took me a minute and the diatomaceous earth did not work. But it took me a minute to just get this bed done. But anyway, I'm proud of how it's looking. That's a black-eyed Susan. That's a black-eyed Susan. But everything else in this bed is squash that I actually seeded and planted myself. So all of these are transplants that I actually did. Then you have the 4 small ones here. I did these squash from seed, just in the ground. But everything else I started in the house. So this is the garlic bed. Y'all, look at this. Side note, I get so tired of these ant piles. It's like just gets on my nerves. But let me focus on the good. Look at my garlic. And again, I did a video when I planted this garlic. And remember, this garlic I got from a supplier. So remember when I planted garlic last year, I got some cloves from a friend and they did great. This time I bought some, and y'all, it looks really, really good. Like, great. Look at this stalk down here. Like, that's a pretty big one. The rest of these are thin. So my guess is that these probably have another 30 days or so, and then they're going to be ready. And for those that are new, garlic is ready when it starts to turn brown and starts to fall over. I got to go back on my video and see when I planted these, but I think I planted these in November, maybe the first part of November, end part of October. And so last year, I think I harvested in June, and that's what I'm anticipating this year. So I'm thinking it'll be another 30 days and this will be done. And so then I am going to figure out what I'm going to put in this bed, because we'll still have plenty of summer left. So that's the garlic. Here are the onions. Again, they are doing well. So in this bed are red onions, and I did a video on that. I will try to link it as well. But I did red onions and leeks in this bed. So the first 2 rows are red onions. And I've started doing what they call spooning, which is just, you can take a spoon or your hand and just making space around the plant, and that gives it space to bulb and get bigger. And so I've been doing that, but I'm really proud of how they're looking. Y'all, I have not successfully grown onions, so this is looking like I may have some. So and another thing I learned is that each of these stalks, stems, or whatever represents a layer of the onion. So it kind of tells you, of course, the more of these you have, the bigger the onion's going to be. So I'm excited about that. Let me take you on the other side so you can see the leeks. And this is my first time doing leeks as well. So I got the leeks and the red onions from Dixondale Farms. And I think leeks have a longer maturity, so the onions will be ready. I think they have a 100-day maturity, so I got to look and see when they'll be ready. But I think the leeks will be a little bit longer. So I have some weeds in this bed, but not nearly as much. So I'm excited about that. If you have any onion or leek tips, put them down below. Okay, and then this is the last bed here. Sorry. And so this is bed number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is going to be the cucumber bed. So I did cucumbers in here 2 years ago in my first garden, and they did really, I actually did cucumbers and squash in here, and they did really, really, really well. So you just see I have some flowers back here. That's going to be some marigolds. That's another celosia there, pink flamingo. But all the rest of this is cucumbers. And I started these from seed as well. So again, the same thing I heard about the squash as I heard about the cucumbers. But you can see they are growing. They're not dying. That is actually a honey nut squash. I had 2 honey nut squashes that I started from seed that I put in here. Now, I did put some cucumber seeds in the ground in this area. They did not germinate. And so I'm gonna reseed those just to kind of fill in this open space. So there'll be more cucumbers here. And I think I'm only gonna do cucumbers back here. We use cucumbers for salads. And then of course, y'all, you know, I make pickles. And this time I'm gonna try to make my pickles and can them so that they can preserve longer. But I'm gonna try to fill in this open spot, and then that should be good. So look at the dog on the sidewalk. It's a hard life, isn't it? Anyway, so y'all, that is the back of the house that you haven't seen in months. I have been doing something back here, y'all. I know I haven't showed you, but hopefully you got a chance to see the back of the house today. So I guess we can call that the back of the house garden tour. And again, as the future goes on, when doing the garden tour, I'll have this, I'll have the greenhouse, and I have the what do you call it? The outside garden. So I don't know if I'll do all of that in one video. It may get kind of long. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just break it up like this and I'll do the back of the house garden tour or whatever. Of course, grass needs to be cut. Disregard that. Okay. The dogs see something, apparently. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to take you out with me as I was checking on things this morning. It's amazing. I've been gone for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And every time I come back from being gone, it's like, would you have grown that much if I was here? Like, it is so noticeable, like how much the plants grow. And of course, y'all, you know, I go look at my plants every day, sometimes twice a day. But it's amazing to see the growth just when you're gone for 2 or 3 days and you come back, you're like, oh, wow. So anyway, one of the things is y'all, when I say this thing is a journey, I mean it, I live it, because this is what I showed you. It is not perfect, right? Like those weeds in my strawberries beds, it frustrates me. Like I don't like it looking like that. But right now I don't have time to deal with it because I got to go to work, right? I have clients in the next hour or so, so I don't have time. Day is jam-packed. It'll probably be this evening before I'm back out here. And I just want to say, everything's not perfect. Everything doesn't kind of grow the way we want, when we want. It doesn't look the way we want. It's not an automatic. Every seed doesn't germinate. Hey, Sunika. Okay. You want to say hi to the people? Hold on. Let's see if we can get you on the camera. Dogs really are a man's best friend, right? Okay, so she doesn't want to be on camera, but she wants to be right up under me. Yeah, that's all I want to say, is that it's not always perfect. It really is a journey. I don't just say that because it sounds good. I say it because I live it. I mean it. I'm learning. I just showed you 3 or 4 things that I've never done before. I've never started squash from seed. I did. It's growing. I've never successfully grown onions. That's the farthest I've gotten. You see, it looks like I'm going to have some onions. Now, the jury's still out on how big they're going to be and if they're going to be, but I believe by faith they will. And so I've never done strawberries before. And so I just gave you a real life example of stuff that I haven't done before, or stuff that I have done before that wasn't successful, and I'm doing it again. It is a journey. Be encouraged. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time.